talk about that. But yeah, what kind of posts? I know you're a tech guy, you're a music guy, you're an animated GIF kind of guy. But
Actually, I'm not an animated GIF kind of guy. If they stopped
no.
animated GIFs tomorrow, I'd be happier than snot. But I'm I I'm a person of thought. This was a tagline I put on back in the bulletin board days, back in the forum days, and basically the term is: Are you a person that can think for yourself? Can you do stuff without having to have somebody hold your hand the whole time? Can you bring something to the table, bring something to the conversation that makes everybody kind of sit there and go, you know, I need to think about these types of things. So as much as I hear a lot of good and bad on it, and I don't know why they'd be saying bad, but you know, Robert Scoble has dominated not only Google Plus but also Facebook, and the stuff that he says is just spot on. So I like people that that can think outside the box, and it doesn't always mean 500 paragraph posts. It could mean, you know, I could be going through here and I could look at a picture. I can go through the G Plus right now and see some picture. It doesn't have to be on bacon. It doesn't have to be on cats. It could be just something simple like this one of that's being shared right now of the Earth spinning, and we see the horizon or something like that. Stuff like that that makes you think, that makes you go, this is really cool. That's what I like, and that's what I get inspired about. Now, if all of a sudden it becomes like the squid post and we see like 500 times every single day, then I'm done with that. So.
Cool. No, that makes sense. Robert Scoble is cool, and that's a whole other show talking about him. You know, usually has good days, but I've seen, you know, good and bad from him depending on what he was doing. But he has a lot of good information. Real quick, love, hate, tolerate, or indifference to cat pictures. Just cat pictures in general.
I'm actually allergic to cats, so I don't personally have a cat.
Does that mean you're allergic to cat pictures too?
I'm actually allergic to Bacon Cat, and we've had conversations. Me and Bacon Cat have had conversations over this. So I have to take a lot of Allegra, which means that I get flagged over at Walgreens and stuff like that because they think I'm making meth, and it's just not. It's not cool, but you know, I got to get through it, and those are the things that you get with the business partnership with somebody like Bacon Cat.
Yeah, I understand totally. And what about dog pictures? You feel the same way about dog pictures?
Oh, I'm fine with dogs. I don't have any allergies to that.
So dogs are good. Now, your animated GIFs, you said you basically hate, or you basically don't want it to, or.
Well, I just talked about this spinning Earth, and that was an animated GIF. I've put out a couple animated GIFs myself. The biggest thing at the beginning, we saw all these Google Plus, Facebook animated GIFs
Right,
where
social
people covered
blockheads, I
their
call them.
faces.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not a bad term to it. And they got a little bit annoying after a while.
Right.
We've calmed down on the GIFs, but once the general population starts to really flow in here, I have a feeling we're gonna see revamps of those.
Definitely.
Especially the squid will just be up and over. So if they can if anybody can turn off the GIFs, that would be great.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I don't totally agree with you, but that's why Google Plus is great, to have your own opinion. You know, I think that I agree with that. The oversharing of the same GIF over and over again could be crazy, but real quick, we do have an audience question, but let me just finish the. Let's sneak it in. Jeffrey, how long have you been a geek? That someone named BJ from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yeah, you did that wrong. No. You got to do it like this. BJ from St. Paul, Minnesota asks, or should I do it like Casey Kasem?
Or you could do it like Larry King.
Larry King. We got another. Anyway, so
question from BJ, St. Paul, Minnesota.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Jeffrey, you've been a geek.
How long have you been geek of small boys? Wait, what? Oh.
Casey Kasem. Wow, that was not condoned by the show. Casey,
what? Over.
Oh, she wants to. She says she doesn't care about the answer to the question. She just wants to hear you do Casey Kasem. Answer the question. Answer the question as if you were Casey Kasem. That's what she wants you to answer.
And little Joey writes, "How long have you been a geek?"
And how long have you?
Joey, let me tell you about being a geek. Being a geek is something that you are born with. Everybody is born with it. And I'm going to tell you something. Being a geek doesn't mean that you have to be a computer geek. You have to be a music geek. You have to be a TV geek. It's whatever your geek is about. If you're a doctor, You could be a doctor geek. If you're a light bulb technician, you could be a light bulb technician geek. Whatever your fancy is a geek. So I've been a geek for 39 years, and that is how I see it. Thank you very much for your answer.
Thank you very much for that impression and that answer. Speaking, you said TV geek. It's funny. I know Paul Goebel, who you probably know too through Mike Rotman, and he was the TV geek on Beat the Geeks, a Comedy Central
Yeah.
show, which was a great show.
There's so many geeks out there. I mean, it's all about passion. If you have a passion for what you do,
Right.
Michael Mozart, perfect example. He is a toy geek through and through. He could tell you everything about toys, and you'd sit there for hours, and he'd show the passion out of that. And that's the beautiful thing about it. I'm passionate about doing these shows. It started out as podcasts. I was passionate about audio shows, podcasts. And then one day Leo Laporte turned around and said, "Well, if you're doing blogs, you're doing podcasts. If you're doing podcasts, you're doing videocasts. If you're doing videocasts, you're doing blogs." And I thought, wait, that's cyclical at that point. But it became true. It's like my passion for audio switched over to video just as easily. So
Cool. Do you still use Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or any other websites the same more or less than you do Google Plus, and do you still use them at all? Any of those sites?
the fact that it's how do I put that? Eventually, some of them will start to fade. I mean, MySpace faded. My forum, I actually ran a whole bunch of forums before any of this social networking came out. All of my forums, the last forum actually died at the beginning of this year. There was a Wisconsin bands forum, and so because nobody went to it, I didn't even go to it. So I left MySpace. I stayed on MySpace for a very long time. I still check MySpace every now and then. Twitter, I basically, the bottom line is Facebook is, there's too many businesses that are invested in Facebook, so that's where they hang their hats right now. There's too many businesses invested in Twitter, that's where they hang their hats right now. There's too many businesses invested in LinkedIn, that's where they hang their hats right now. I'm trying to show businesses that I have a working business model, and if they want to help me with that business model, then they can. So it's detrimental for me to go on G+. It's detrimental for me to go on Facebook.
Right.
It's detrimental for me to go on Twitter and LinkedIn. It's just
Right, for what you do.
No. Anybody that tells you that they're in this business and they're not checking their Facebook, or they don't
It's
have
lying.
a Facebook profile,
It's lying.
or they don't have a Twitter. No, it's not that they're lying. It's that they're stupid. If they deleted their Facebook profile,
I don't believe people
if they
did,
deleted
though.
their Twitter, but if they did,
Okay.
no, there's some that
Yeah.
did because of all the issues with issues with privacy.
Mhm.
Then they deleted their Facebook profiles. I think it's the stupidest move in the world because there's too many businesses that
Yeah.
are up on Facebook right now.
No, I
And
agree.
2.5 Men just started.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that?
Mhm.
Oh, did you?
No,
are
that's
you?
okay.
Are you recording it?
No,
I
I'm
know
not recording,
it's
I'm
funny
watching
that
it,
two and a half men and the roast of Charlie Sheen are all tonight. I think
And-
Charlie
and-
Sheen did
and-
it on purpose.
It's time for the spoiler. Charlie Sheen is dead.
It's
That-
funny
that-
because
that-
you say that because of the TV show, but when you said that, I was thinking in real life. Aww.
No.
But yeah.
He was at the Emmys last night, and
Yeah.
him and Ashton Kutcher, who I actually saw at TechCrunch Disrupt, Ashton Kutcher, because he's a big investor.
Yeah.
And they did this one-on-one thing at the Emmys in the backstage, and somebody caught
Yeah, I
it
saw a
on video.
picture.
So.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it. Yeah, whatever. It's all good.
Yeah.
I think
It's good.
they all have money. They're all winning. They'll all be fine.
They all got the tiger blood.
The tiger blood, and Charlie Sheen's getting paid to do the Comedy Central roast. It's not like he's not gonna make money. Everyone does these things for money, and it's not. And the roast is not like what it used to be. You know, Friars Club, they used to have a roast with comedians. Now it's like anybody who people know will get a roast, and it's fun. It's cool. Who would you like to see most interviewed on G Plus that you haven't really, an average person or a cool person that's not necessarily not a Michael Mozart or somebody that maybe would be good on this show. I had Daniel Armendariz last week. I'm gonna have Mike Stenger the week after, and Peter McDermott hopefully the week after that. But I want to interview as many people as possible and talk to as many people. Is there one person that Muhammad, Lucas, someone else?
That's not well. Yeah, I mean, these are all
Bigger
these
guys,
are all
yeah.
the behind the scenes people of G Plus. In fact, that's what really, uh, excuse my French. That's what really pisses me off about some of these websites out there that say these are the people you need to follow, because half of them are usually the Leo Laportes, the Robert Scobles, and they're all great people to follow. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything bad about it. What I am saying is there are people that are working on G Plus that are devoting more time to G Plus and making it a better thing than some of those people out there.
And they already
And
have a
they
following too, yeah. Which is
yeah, I
what
mean
people
they
say.
already have a following, so why do they need to be re-glorified to it?
Right. No,
I
I
don't know.
agree. I think there's a place for both of that, but yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying. I think that's what you're saying. But
Yeah.
so all right. So all those people that anyone we mentioned on the show, from Lucas to anybody, you'd want to see interviewed. Do you have a favorite internet lingo slang? FTW, BTW, WTF, epic fail, or do you hate all that? Do you have, or how do you feel about that kind of thing? Do you,
Internet slang?
do you use any
Like
of it? FTW, or I don't
uh,
LOL,
I
or you're
I
like
guess I use some of it, I suppose. I'm actually gonna start. I'm starting this right now, and
you do that?
you
You just
guys you
started.
guys are getting the first look. I came up with this idea, and I'm gonna actually do it on all my shows. It's this. Th-
What is that?
this is the sign language for G and O, geek out.
Geek out, nice.
So geek out.
How
That's
do
my
you
new
and
symbol
how do
there.
you type that? Like with an O and an equal sign, or
No, this is the sign language for G, and this is the sign language for O. Geek out.
if I wanted to put that in an email, how would I do it? I have to do a video email.
Yeah, that's the idea. Is all on
Okay,
all my shows now. I'm gonna say geek out.
cool, cool.
So
All right,
Matthew,
so we're gonna.
geek out.
Okay, cool. Bobby Joe and me are gonna do it. Are we? Am I doing it? Does it matter which? Am I doing it wrong? Which
No,
way?
no, the O is closed like this. No, you're doing a D. Now you're doing little eyes. But O is like this. Close your hand. Your right
Here,
hand.
let Bobby Joe. Do you want to do it? But let Bobby Joe, since she came. Bobby Joe will demonstrate the geek out sign.
There you go.
Bobby Joe's more coordinated than I could be.
Say something, Bobby Joe, so you,
But
you show up on the main thing.
no, I'm controlling who shows up on the main thing.
Oh, you showed
Yeah,
up.
yeah, I have to because of the way it's
Geek out.
recording.